Hi everyone, this is Michael with the general reading for Sagittarius Sun, Moon, Rising, or anyone cross-watching for someone who has a dominant Sagittarius placement. I do hope that this video finds you all well. I know we're going to be, we're heading into a pretty big month with 2 eclipses, 5 retrograde planets, and let's see, 4 oppositions to all of these Cancer movements that it's going to be opposing the Saturn and Pluto in Capricorn, in the sign of Capricorn. So that's going to be very... I think that July is going to actually be one of the most significant months of the entire year. I have an entire blog post where I have outlined all the astrological information I'm going to be briefly referencing in this video. I have the link to that in the description box down below, as well as links to personal readings, distance Reiki sessions, and donations for those of you who feel so called. Before we actually begin, I do just want to disclaim that these are general readings, meaning not all of the messages that come forward are going to be meant for you specifically. It's up to you to use your intuition and discernment to figure out what messages apply to you and what applies for someone else. Some of the energy may also come in the reverse as well. Your own energy might actually be someone around you, or vice versa. Someone who is supposed to be another energy might actually be your own energy. So be aware of that, especially if you're cross-watching for someone else. What else? I think that's pretty much... I think that's it. There's not really so much that's... I can't really think of much that's specific to you astrologically for the month of July. Again, we have these eclipses in Cancer, the solar eclipse on July 2nd, and we have the lunar eclipse in Capricorn on July, I think it's 16th or 17th. It really just depends on what part of the world you're in. So there's definitely some big shifts and changes that are happening there. I think a lot of people are going to be shedding patterns relative to home, family, upbringing, a lot of deep shit, frankly, especially with the ways that we've been parented, kind of the things that we took on that might not be serving us now. I think that's going to definitely be coming to the forefront for sure. There's also Mercury going retrograde on July 7th. That's going to cause a bit of chaos, a bit of delay, so mark your calendar for that. Don't get too specific in your travel plans for those of you who are leaving town. And you know, your ruling planet Jupiter is actually still retrograde in your sign. I believe it's still in your sign. So there's a lot of inner focus or inner reflection that's happening for my Sagittarius right now. And I do feel like there's gonna be, with all of these planets moving out of Gemini, I think there's a big emphasis in your love life in June. And I do feel like that's gonna kind of be subsiding a little bit. There might have been some transitions or some difficulty there, a lot of stuff coming to focus, or maybe someone new who came in and now things are kind of developing. We'll see what ends up being said in the cards. But yeah, again, I'm really not thinking there's too much specific for you guys, other than the fact we also have things moving through your fellow fire sign, Leo. We have Mars entering, I think it's actually on the 1st, and Mercury is going to be entering, or actually I think Mercury already did enter. Yeah, Mercury entered, I think it's actually June 30th. And it's going to be going retrograde in Leo, and then it's going to head all the way back into Cancer. So there's going to be a lot of emotional communication, maybe some drama. Just warning you. Don't shoot the messenger. Again, I have all of this stuff in the blog post, especially if you're interested in specific dates. I think it would be a good reference point for you. I think I'm just going to kind of tune into your energy really quickly. I'm going to connect to Source and see what messages come forward for you that way. I absolutely invite all of my viewers to do the same. Before we do, I knew there was something I forgot. I am a Virgo, so I'm very affected by this pre-shadow phase for Mercury retrograde. I'm ruled by Mercury after all. I do have an Instagram and a Facebook where I post blogs and my pick a card readings as well as general cards for the collective. I have all of that down below as well. I am going to be offering giveaways on this channel, so if you're ever interested in winning a free reading or a free distance Reiki session, I would definitely follow my other social media just so you can ensure that you're not going to miss out when those giveaways begin, because I am going to be doing one pretty soon. Just kind of putting that on the radar now. So yeah, I'm going to tune in to you guys. I think it's kind of fun to visualize that we're all connecting to each other, all the viewers and myself, that we are connecting to Source together, and we're going to be channeling what wisdom comes forward for you. Thank you for all of those of you who connected. That was beautiful. I do feel there's kind of this pain I felt in my solar plexus. I don't know if a lot of you are feeling pain there or having some sort of discomfort or stomach issues, maybe digestive issues. That might be something I'm picking up on from those of you who I connected with. It does feel like there's also just work with that chakra that needs to be done, you know, finding a sense of self-worth or willpower. That might be something that's kind of a theme for you. But other than that, I mean, things felt pretty good, actually. But honestly, like, this pain is pretty... I felt it pretty intensely. It was kind of like a stabbing pain, so... I hope that's not someone... I hope that's not plaguing too many of you, rather. Alright, so I'm going to begin now. What are the general messages for Sagittarius coming into July 2019? What are the general messages for Sagittarius coming into July 2019? Interesting. I have the Four of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups. Wasn't I just saying I feel like some of you might have started a new love connection? I definitely do see that that's in the cards for some of you, or was in the cards kind of in June, or perhaps even earlier, and it's becoming relevant for this reading now. We'll kind of understand more as we're progressing here. I do feel like you've been working very hard on something that means a lot to you, so this could also be some sort of offer to something, some sort of project or work that is very much in line with your purpose, with who you are. And I do also have, with this Four of Cups, there's honestly this sense of... I hate saying this because I feel like there's this lack of gratitude, and I feel like a lot of people have this bad taste in their mouth with that concept, with gratitude, because it's like we were shamed as kids. Oh, you need to be grateful. I did all of these things for you, and I'm not saying that that's true or not. I don't know your circumstance, but I think gratitude is something that is genuine. It comes from within. It's not something you can kind of force someone to be or shame someone into being grateful. That makes no sense. But I do feel like for you specifically, the collective I'm tapping into right now, there's something that you're not seeing. There's a blessing here that you're not seeing, and it does feel like it's in your day-to-day life. It could be with a family member, it could be with work, it could be with home. Just kind of the simple things, I almost wonder. But it does seem like there's actually something that... things are actually going pretty well. Even if you feel like you're doing a lot of hard work, you're feeling tired, you're feeling exhausted, you actually have more than you realize, I think. And it looks like there's some love in your life too, and that's not bad. You know, things are actually looking pretty good for Sag. That's kind of what I was picking up on. I'm curious what the animals have to say about this energy. What is the animal wisdom for Sagittarius coming into July? We have the Deer card. So again, there's kind of this new beginnings. It's reminding me of this Ace of Cups here. A time of gentleness. There might be a new love connection again. I feel like you've also been connecting with nature, maybe connecting with children as well. Just grounding yourself. I think your energy has just been pretty calm. But I also get the sense of not wanting to scare someone or something away. You know, it's like this deer that freezes up. It's like, oh, I don't want to get too excited about this. Or I don't want to make myself known. I don't want to play my cards yet. I don't want this to run away from me. That is actually a sense I'm getting for some of you. But, you know, really it feels overwhelmingly like there's a lot of beauty around you. There's blessings around you. There's love around you, whether that's romantic or not. But it feels like you've made some sort of new connection or deepened an existing connection. And I feel like you are working on something that you care a lot about. This could be a relationship, it could be work. But I see you putting an effort towards something. I'm curious now to see what comes up for the first half of July. What are the messages for the first half of July for Sagittarius? Nice. Wow, okay. You're actually looking pretty good. I'm a bit surprised. Are you trusting this? Let me see. I almost wonder if you're trusting this. I have the Ace of Wands, passionate new beginnings. Some of you might be getting in touch with your creativity, becoming very expressive. I feel like this is actually, I was actually saying, you know, Mars is entering Leo on the 1st, and I feel like you're definitely feeling this being a fellow fire sign. It might be triming some of your placements. Again, you kind of have to refer to your own natal chart to figure out how exactly these movements are affecting you personally. I do have a link down below if you're interested in kind of figuring out the degrees of your planets. I do also have the Son of Cups here, kind of at the heart of the reading. I feel like some of you might be involved with a water sign. So that could be someone who is a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. This could be someone coming in. But, you know, it honestly feels like there's a love offering that's being made here in the first half of July. This could be, this could also be you going towards something that you love. It may not necessarily be romance, although I'm actually getting romance for a lot of you. Especially with this Ace of Wands here. Sure, there's this creative spark. But you're definitely looking very attractive. Especially if you are male or masculine presenting. But that's actually kind of true with the Ace of Cups, you know, for the feminine side as well. So, I don't know. I think you're looking very good. And, you know, this Four of Swords, I feel like this is kind of the sense I was getting. You're kind of waiting for something. You're resting right now. You're kind of recuperating, recharging. It's like you're almost, you know something's coming. You can sense it with your third eye. You can feel that these swords are falling. And you're just, there's nothing you can really do about it. So you're just waiting. You're letting things unfold. You know, giving things the time and space they need to grow. And I feel like you're getting intuitive downloads as well, which makes sense because of the Cancer new moon. That's going to be a great time to work with psychic abilities, especially with the eclipse. There's a lot of energy going on. Very interesting. What is the animal wisdom? What is the animal wisdom for Sagittarius? Sorry about that. Let's try again. What is the animal wisdom for Sagittarius? I think I might know. Alright, so we have buffalo here. Again, it's like this slow, steady movement. I was kind of picking up on this with the Eight of Pentacles here. I feel like this is a really strong spiritual time for you, for sure. Again, I feel like you know something is coming. You're kind of just moving forward. You're not being fazed by this lightning here. You just feel really grounded. It's like whatever's coming your way, whatever storm is coming towards you, you're not fazed by it. You have a really strong faith right now. This is actually really, really good. Like it. Let's see. What's going to be happening for the second half of July and beyond for Sagittarius? Where's all this energy going? Where is all this energy going? That's funny. Alright, so we have a couple more court cards on the table. We have the Mother of Swords. Some of you could also be dealing with an air sign. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Father of Pentacles, we have Earth energy, so this could be Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. And we have the Nine of Wands. I feel like whatever it is that you're working on in July, you know, with this Eight of Pentacles especially, you're definitely, there's something you're putting a lot of effort in. It feels like something you care about a lot. Or maybe it's preventing you from getting in touch with things you care about. I think you're getting close to the end by the end of July. But you've been climbing these stairs. You're almost at your goal. You've almost reached this. This is actually kind of reminding me of the Capricorn eclipse. The lunar eclipse that's happening kind of in the middle of this month. Second half, technically. You've almost got there. You've almost made it. But there's like this urge to quit. It's like the urge to quit is strongest right before you've realized it. And I feel like, honestly, emotionally, you feel a little cut off. A little cold. This could also be someone you're close with. This could be an air sign, especially. This is usually someone who, they use their mind, they use their logic to kind of circumvent their emotions. Sometimes they can be a bit harsh in their delivery, but it's not because they don't care necessarily, it's just they think that's the best way to go about it. But a lot of the time this comes from a wounded place. This person is someone who's been very hurt. Again, this could be you, could be someone else. Feels kind of 50-50. And it's important that if this is kind of the energy you're dealing with, that you don't, you keep this in check. If this is coming from a place of being wounded, really do some soul searching here. You know, these eclipses are good times to do shadow work. You have the mystery of the moon and the illumination of the sun. A lot of subconscious patterns, a lot of old patterns are coming to the surface, and there may be circumstances that cause that to manifest externally, but I don't feel like this is telling you to make a head over heart decision. That's honestly not what I'm getting. It feels like you're just expecting something to happen, you're waiting for something bad to happen, and you're staying guarded. And to be honest, I don't really feel like, I feel like there's something really stable here. You're talking to someone who's really stable, or who has a lot of stability, even if they're not necessarily very open themselves. They express themselves through acts of service, through gifts, through material ways. They're very steady. They're almost like this buffalo energy as well. And this could just be the way that you're communicating with people. This is kind of what you're thinking about too. You're really trying to find stability for yourself. I'm going to pull an animal card now, the last animal card for you, Sagittarius. What is the animal wisdom for Sag? Starfish. So the way I'm interpreting this energy is you are just very stubbornly clinging to your rock. You're very stuck on something. You're not trying to move. You're definitely attached to your space. And it's like you don't want to budge for this person. You don't want to budge for this connection or this opportunity. The problem is you're risking stagnation. There's a difference between this slow, steady buffalo energy versus this starfish energy, which is stagnant. Kind of staying in one place, not really going anywhere. It might look good. But I don't know if this is really how you're going to fulfill yourself. I think you kind of need to lower your guard here. You're definitely feeling worn down by something at the end of July, and that might also be affecting your outlook as well. But it's like the hardship is almost over, or the effort you're putting in, it's going to be paying off soon. Why is starfish here? Why is the starfish here? Some of you may also be dealing with an emotional vampire. And if that's the case, then yeah, maybe this is someone to cut out. Because you're trying to find stability for yourself. I do also feel like, though, some of you have dealt with an emotional vampire in the past. And because of that, it's caused you to be guarded. You've dealt with a narcissist. You've dealt with someone who's very all about themselves. And you kind of had to become all about yourself to compensate. And it's gotten you pretty far. I think it was actually helpful for a time. But now that there's this new connection, or you want this new connection to come in, it's important that you do kind of let this guardedness down. You know, you're very good at reading people this month, but it's almost like you're looking for their flaws. You know like a shallow person when you see them. But I think you're also being a bit too critical. I gotta be honest, it feels like you're being very critical of something. Very removed. And I feel like for the sake of your growth, it's actually important to surround yourself with positive people and to see the good in people, to see their beauty, whether it's external or internal. But you know, it looks like things are actually going pretty well, Sag. Like I'm surprised because this is going to be a very intense month. I definitely feel like you're still going to be feeling drained, but compared to some of the other signs, I feel like you're almost the least affected by all of this. So I hope that this was helpful for you. Definitely hit like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below what's going on. What are you guarded to? Is it, if this is making any sense to you, or feel free to watch some of the other videos as well. I'm very curious. Again, I have all of my links for a personal reading or distance Reiki session. You can find that down below. Otherwise, I will see you all next time. Bye, Sagittarius.